where do I? You know, like, and I think sometimes a lot of, like, they always say, like, when people start saying these kind of things, it's because they want to project their own ideas onto you, because maybe that's what they feel for themselves that they should do. Like, maybe they would want their own daughter themselves. If I had looks like you, I would be doing this stuff. Like, if I had the age like you, I would be doing these things. You know,
but
like,
there's some people that they want to see you do certain things.
Right. And sometimes people want to project, right? They say, okay, this is my own personal, like, I want this for like, I want to see this, and therefore, like, you should do it. Like, but in general, I think that a lot of people have a hard time. I think a lot of people have a hard time seeing a beautiful person altogether do labor. It's as if somebody who's pretty or beautiful or gorgeous, whatever word we want to use to, like, give this attribute of whatever, is as if they are not to work. As if they're coasting on life on their looks. It's no, like, that's not how it works. Like,
what did you say you didn't want earlier? A trophy wife.
Like,
or a trophy husband. I mean,
I still gotta wake up and go and work. No one's just handing me money just because I'm gorgeous. Like, what? Who? It's
but
the, where did that even come from?
To get, which is crazy. Yeah, you're right.
Like, why? Right? Like, why would you think I just woke up, yawned, and it's like, oh, the tree just decided to give me money. I walked outside. Oh, this man or this woman just handed me some thousands of dollars. Oh, I got my rent covered now. Like, it's not a problem. Are you dumb?
If
like,
you can't even get served properly at a Caribbean restaurant,
like,
what makes you think
I'm gonna
just offer
me money?
Give you the
a
bag.
A lot of people are getting the bag. A lot of people are getting the bag.
Especially every day.
But it's different type of bags. Some people are getting the Birkin bags. Some people are getting a bag of money.
Yes.
Some people are getting the Walmart bag.
But they're probably working for it.
The reusable bag.
But they're probably working for it. Mind you.
35-cent reusable.
Mind you, in that sense, and in that case, and in those cases, they are still probably working for it. And mind you, they also had to go through how many other people to navigate before they even reached something like that. Right? Like, this person who got the Birkin, you know, the Birkin, but that could have been after, like, years and years of, like, figuring out the game altogether before you actually landed the person who would actually buy you the Birkin.
That's crazy.
Some people don't even want the Birkin bag. They want a bag of groceries.
And you know how hard that is sometimes for some people?
Some people want a bag of money. Some people want this. You know, get your bag. Everybody wants a different type of bag.
I mean, get a good bag where you don't have to, like.
Well, the good bag is objective to whoever the person is.
I was about to say that. That's very subjective.
Some people want the weed bag.
Yes.
Some want a bag of crack.
Yes.
Wow.
Some people want grocery bag.
Yes.
Some people want the Birkin bag.
Yes.
Telfar.
Yes.
Louis.
Yes.
Michael Kors.
Yes.
Orpheus Road. Sirens. Forever 21.
I cannot.
Stitches.
Moose Knuckle.
Moose Knuckle.
That's a problem.
If they had a bag. Supreme. Jansport.
Wait, speaking of Supreme, what happened to that brand? Like,
Still there.
They're there.
Jansport.
They're there.
What other bags there? Samsonite. There's a bunch of bags. Is that
a poison?
Tracker.
Oh.
What? Okay.
Samsonite. That sounds like
Yeah, it's a bag. It's a bag for traveling. Like
cool.
Travel bag.
Cool.
Oh,
There's a bunch of bags.
That was a cleaning ingredient.
But it doesn't mean, maybe she just wants her Home Depot bag. But yo.
And you know what? Also on top of it, it also kind of says there's a lack of understanding of process. Because maybe she's working at Home Depot because she's trying to be an architectural design tech.
You don't know. You don't know why people are working where they're working.
Right? She's trying to get her hours because maybe that's her practical or maybe it's a practicum for her. So she's doing like the measuring. She's doing the cutting. She's doing the whatever. Maybe she's also doing interior design. So maybe she's doing the paint station. Who knows exactly?
So you want to know eggshell white from fluorescent white.
Like.
And different type of whites.
That could be it.
Right.
Maybe the granite types.
There's different type of whites.
Maybe the.
I learned that.
Yeah. But that is true. There
is like charcoal black.
Yes. From
satin black.
Yes.
Water-based paint and oil paint.
Yep.
And you're like, they're the same. It's you got no difference.
Yep.
One you have to set for 24 hours. One you could do this. It's easy to clean. You learn that.
Some get stained on easily. Some do not. Some you need a primer. Some you do not.
Yes, and we're not talking about humans. We're talking about paint.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I'm aware of that.
But
so,
all of that could have translated to
That was great.
interior design. Like, that's right there. Interior design, architecture, maybe construction management, maybe what else can come out of Home Depot.
What this
Nothingness.
place is? This
Stop
place,
this.
A waste of time.
You're so
or here's the
people need
thing.
to leave.
Or they're working and that is their best schedule for whatever they're trying to do.
that is also true.
Content creation and then,
Some extra money on the side.
some money on the side. But I think
She did mention. I mean, they have programs. in general.
YouTube.
they do have programs though with
That pay your tuition. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
So
there's
get on that
so
for those
many
who are
reasons.
watching. Get on that. It's actually good.
So many reasons.
Actually,
So,
I can't say that. I didn't take any.
but it's just wild to see that how people responded to this pretty face and saying, well, she should do something else. And it's like,
I'm gonna think one of
Telling
the
her to
big
do
issues-
OnlyFans off rip is
This is a big, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. This is the
What?
big issue. I think porno has corrupted people's minds.
perversion.
Porno corrupt people's mind.
Did it corrupt it or did it
Typical
wait? Did it corrupt it or did it expose something that was already
A
happening?
little bit of both. A little bit of both. Now now it's accessible. Remember, like it's accessible. It's accessible. Remember, it's not the bead room anymore. This little thing.
It's the what
They
rule?
call the little bead. Remember, like certain places, like video stores, they had the bead room, the beads, the beads, the little bead room.
So
You go ahead.
for listeners,
If you're not supposed to be in there, they'll know you. You see
Because
here,
the beads start.
they don't see your face. Hey, get over here.
quick story time.
That's funny.
I'm at a corner store at one of our old public schools. There's a corner store there. So I'm there, thinking around like grade 5. I'm just looking at, my eyes are just wandering, and obviously the magazines are there, right?
The magazines,
So
yeah.
I'm looking at, hey, what's this? And then the guy in the camera's like, hey, get back there. You too fat for there. Get out of there. I was like, yo,
It
Fraud.
used to be at the top. It'd be at the top. Like
That's
I remember
hilarious.
seeing it at the top,
Right.
and it would have like the plastic. But like you're a little kid, you can't reach there.
You can't reach.
You can't reach. But I think that's a whole strategic plan. Like you're not supposed to reach and grab. So hey, what are you doing over there?
But what you're talking about the beads, that's a whole nother level because you're going
You're going in,
yeah,
and it's like dark lit, and you're going through.
and there's a seat there.
I haven't been.
you know,
I haven't been in there.
the TV's in there.
I think. Wait, actually, I have.
For so what I heard. No,
I was a
seriously,
little
so what I
kid, but I
heard.
got run out quick. I got ran out. Like I think it was my cousins. They
That's
went
funny.
in and they were allowed, but I didn't know I wasn't allowed. And then the man just came, like you're little, and the person's like, no, get out. Just tap your head back. Just you just hold the kid's head back. Get out.
Wow, that's
Like I didn't even get to move the beads, and just beads just push.
that is
Beads were like this down the back, bro. Instead of just pass it, just went right past.
shout out to those beads, man.
But now
It's like
this incognito,
Your phone.
accessibility, these people are going nuts to the point that it rewires their brain. I'm telling you,
What-
one of the biggest drug to sugar
okay.
addiction is porn. I am telling you this.
Oh, wow.
Hey man,
Wow.
when you stop at a traffic light because you're driving home or commuting, and let me just take a quick look. Please get help.
Listen to me.
Please get some help.
I
not
remember
healthy.
I remember the episode of Friends when they got the free porno channel somehow
Right.
for like a week or 2 weeks. Mans were wired to the point that they'll be like, "Oh, can you believe the girl had a woman delivery pizza delivering pizza and she didn't want to get with me?" I'm like, because your brain is wired a certain way.
Like, it
Mans
doesn't-
think they can grab a girl and hold like
that's-
men are going wrists and think it's okay. Yo, bro.
Some are wrist grabbers out
Yo,
here, man.
it's gone to the point that porn mash up people so crazy that they don't know how to foreplay.
Yeah.
The loss of foreplay is gone. Man said just drop the strap and you know what I mean?
Get it in.
People are not even thinking about marriage anymore.
They said, I want.
I still want to get married.
Some people are like, I want this woman, and you, and you.
All to the point that they're going way past, just hold the battery over here and try to normalize it, thinking that's okay. They're not even here anymore. That it's like, okay,
Nah, like,
This is what is it? What is it? The Simpsons, and the man said the dad says like the Macarena, the Lambada. They're the places that it makes sense looking like a church. Like that's how far you guys are. Gone. Hot, red hot. Gone.
when you start hosting parties for that, like you have a get together, like everybody come here at 8 o'clock.
And the thing about it,
Let's sit down. We're gonna have some drinks and everything available. You know, like crackers, the lights, everything.
the voice.
And when you get to the location, just make sure you do the secret knock and everything. My housekeeper, Emmanuel, will let you know the details of everything. And then they just do their thing, and then they just go home to their wife the next day, like nothing happened, kissing them on the mouth and everything.
He's like, you were here this whole time? He's like, that's why you didn't want to come to the game night. Huh, you over here.
It's nasty work out
Over
here.
here, nasty work. Whole bunch of debauchery.
That's
Whole bunch of debauchery. But then here's the problem. It's gone to the point that it's flipped. So they're looking at me like I'm the problem.
Oh, okay.
You're not a problem for engaging in these type of things.
Oh, and
I'm a child of God. I'm
they
not
call you-
getting this invention. I'm not
word,
I'm not part of that. No, sir.
the word
I'm working.
insecure gets thrown in.
God's working on me.
The word insecure gets thrown in. So
Yeah.
if you're like, if you're not down with it, like, you're insecure about your ality, and it's just like, no, I'm not. It's just I don't do that. I don't do no 6:30s. I don't do no.
I have a digital clock.
I still got the seal, the first day seal.
That's wild.
That hasn't been torn yet.
That's
Like
wild.
I don't do any of that.
I mean, do you feel like maybe also people's tribes have definitely been more separated than anything?
Tribes.
Yes.
They had tribes? What do you mean by tribes?
I mean, tribes in the sense of like your fellowship. Like,
Oh.
everyone who believes in the same things, they've now been more and more scattered as time has
Oh,
gone
the way
by.
I see it, you open the gates.
That's actually let's play with that, because everything's scattered now, like crime. No, wait, let's link it with crime. I'm gonna link it with crime, but not link it with crime. Watch the lyrics there. So because everything's scattered now, it seems like you're going with like it's more often you see it. But if they're like in their own group somewhere in this location, you're not gonna really see it unless you go to
there.
it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just out in the open that everything is there. You know how weed was
Like kind of
was like a thing where
you have to go to it though.
you had to go to it. Now it's in your face.
But it's scattered though.
Boom. No, I feel like it's not even scattered. It's in your face. I feel like it's in your face. But this whole whatever thing that's going on, the debauchery, it's a vending machine. It's a buffet. It's a buffet of different things. You want weed? You
Yeah.
got weed. You want crack? You want heroin?
That's
Oh
wild.
Meth?
my gosh.
You want everything?
But I mean,
All the coke products are there.
mind you,
Just waiting for you.
even with the same
On
vending
the
machines,
fountain, refill. Like just waiting for you.
same analogy. But in the sense that if you went to a drink vending machine, you wouldn't see chocolate bars there.
That's what I said. It's a vending machine. It has everything, chocolate thing, and they're side by side. When you have one, you have the drink products, and you have the vending, the foods.
Right.
But now it's just
Everything's
all-
together.
it's convenience stores.
Yeah.
Convenience stores of cats and all them stuff. It's all that debauchery. It's gone to a point, and then now you have these websites that have everything.
So wait. So are you saying that the acceptance has allowed too much?
I think the accessibility.
It's very high, yeah.
When you have, at a certain point, normal weed, if you smoke it enough, is not going to do it for you anymore.
Because your body builds up a tolerance.
Your body, too much of something is,
Not good, yes.
it's not good. And especially something that enhances your dopamine and just changes that. Like, they say, what's it called? Pornography has the same effects as cocaine.
Yeah.
cocaine
Yeah, that's
that people are killing people for.
right. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You drop a brick and you lose a brick.
like the two girls in the
We don't-
States that lost
That-
200
wow.
and something.
Like million?
No,
Or
they got arrested.
2,000?
They got
They got,
arrested.
they got,
Yeah.
they got arrested, but they
But they
lost, like,
had like how much on them?
they had 200
They
and
had some-
something pounds,
That's some.
Crazy.
That's some.
right?
I mean, that situation.
That's but yeah, but like that type of stuff. It's just like
Yeah, but I would say,
Accessibility.
yeah,
it's very yeah.
it's
just
very
like,
accessible.
It's just like
So it rewires people for them to be like, okay, oh, you're just, oh, that's all you do? Nah, get over here on the wild side. This is what everybody's doing. Here, try this drug. This is everybody's doing.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
this is what we're marketing today. Booty like groceries, everybody's doing it,
Not you like groceries.
and that was 5 years ago.
the craze.
But
for it,
mind
yeah, it
you-
was the peak of
mind
groceries.
you. But I think is it okay? So
They're trying to
is
make
it
that
really?
common.
But it was
It's still
it
not
was,
coming.
No, but the thing is, it was done prior before it was actually expressed outside in public, and it still goes on. But I think that is it that people are more upset at the fact that we are normalizing the
I
accessibility of
guess
this
so.
knowledge?
That's the word, normalize.
Because
Something's not normal.
this has been happening before even we've known it, right? And it's been existing before it's been publicly said. So
I mean, that's
it just seems like we're more upset at the fact that it's been said out loud.
But it's wired to the point that people are saying it's wiring people's mind to the point that they think it's okay to tell the girl that you don't need to work a job. You do OnlyFans.
that's wild.
Not everybody's built like that.
You know the average
Not
person.
everybody thinks that they could go. A lot of people think they could go to OnlyFans and then
Make a
they'll
killing.
make money. No, you're gonna struggle like the mixtape rappers. Not everybody can hit it
but
that way.
People don't hear that part though.
People think
Like 200, like what the average is like $200 a month. That's almost like 80 cents a day.
That's pretty good still.
200 something a month, Z.
That's pretty good.
No,
But-
but Z.
As
no,
an
wait,
additional-
hold on.
Wait, no, Z, no.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
No.
Doing the most.
Doing
Okay,
the most.
for doing the most? Okay, get it.
That's what I mean.
I get it.
It's not a simple like.
Yes.
Here's a feet.
Yes.
Here's my fingernails. This color. It's like some are doing the most
But to even be built to
for
do that,
$200
to be even to do that
average
though.
monthly.
I mean,
And that's the
do
thing.
you enjoy it?
I don't think they enjoy it.
Well, that girl.
That's why the girl got cussed out by other sex workers that must be in the deeps of struggles because they're angry like, oh, she ain't even all that.
Sometimes I don't even think it's that serious. But the fact
I work
that,
harder than her.
But the fact that people are doing this is crazy.
The fact that they're saying it out loud, or
They're not even saying it out loud. The fact that they're saying it to like insult the gal and you don't know the gal.
yeah,
You don't know the gal.
Right.
But you're out here just calling her out this, that, and the third. I'm like, wow, what a world we live in. But at the same time, it's kind of just like, maybe that's just what it is now.
is it,
I
or
think this
was
is
it
what
always
is.
like that?
Everybody feels like they have something to say. Like, I think porno is a key asset to a lot of things. I think so.
I mean, honestly, to be very
Niggas are
honest,
itching for whatever they can see, touch, smell, 5 senses they want to have.
I'm rolling.
And yeah, I think that has caused a rewiring of people that some men don't even know how to talk to women anymore. Some women don't even know how to talk to men.
Had they ever?
These people have been, stop this. These people have been,
Had they ever?
got to the point that they're putting gadgets in there and things in their body to the point that they don't even know what a human feels like. Like it's gone.
Desensitized.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Had they
Desensitized.
ever-
All these things, like, it's crazy.
You gotta get off the gadgets. Let it breathe for a month.
No, I'm not.
Listen, there's a lot of rewiring that the human body and condition needs to do before anything. So, gadgets,
And then people use certain things as vices, and then it's like,
like
I need to do
attention.
this before I go to sleep. It's an addiction, but some people are just like, hey, it's common, and it's like, I don't know how you put it. And
I gotta
then you
do
guys
something
out here
sleep.
with incubus and succubus the whole night. The whole night. But hey, and then you want to tell the girl, yo, she's wrong. She this and that. You guys are doxing her. I don't even know what that means. What is dox?
Oh,
You
it's
find a
when you
location?
find somebody singing, put it on public record, so
Which is
everyone can find on the internet.
Wild.
So similar to when we were talking about battle rap, what Bill got allegedly accused of, what putting a person's address out there. That's literally doxing.
That's wild.
That's
That is
like-
wild.
Or like how she said, one person just started showing up at her workplace. Some of you guys are a modman on the high and low. Some of you guys are just, I read some embarrassing thing today, like before we
Hey, I
started.
seen you on Instagram. You like
Like one guy was just like he messaged. I think it was like must have been like an online Tinder date, whatever. But he messaged a woman saying, "Hey, this is me. This is what it looks like." Shows a picture of himself. Hey, did you get my message? Hey, did you get? It's just nonstop. It's just him. Look. The woman said, "Look, I'm gonna block your number because you're doing too much, right?" The guy calls on an unknown number to cuss her out. So no, but like, that's why
that is madness.
like some dudes are just like
Some people can't even take rejection.
they're smooth brained.
They can't take rejection. Can't take rejection the whole time.
See, they're smooth brained out here, man.
So people can't.
But that is all conditioning.
and that's not okay.
No, it's not okay, no.
It's not okay.
But how do you solve that?
Therapy.
Um,
Therapy that they're cutting prices on.
I mean,
Jesus. Jesus is free.
I
Bible.
mean, re-education. Re-education. Aggressive
Managing
re-education.
emotions. That's what that sounds like.
Emotional intelligence.
I'm
all
not
that.
saying, I'm not going to say only males go through this. There's
They
females that
don't.
go through
Yes.
this as well.
As we know, as we've seen one who is continuously still texting on Twitter. Mm-hmm.
Right. Correct. So, it's one of those things that like,
Wait,
trying to ruin
wait.
someone.
She's still texting.
She's still going.
It's unfortunate.
That's
See, if you didn't block her, you know.
I never. First off.
That was a shot. I take it back.
First off, I haven't been on Twitter to know that she was Twitch. She has not been on my
Yo, the
algorithm.
saga continues, eh?
She actually broke a Guinness World Record. Actually.
She did. She really did.
Yeah, that's how much. That's
She
how much,
did.
That's how much she's been going like
At it.
at it. Like
Yes.
Is that what pain can do?
Yes.
she broke a record. Yeah. I was
Yes.
surprised at that. I was like, oh, okay. Something about the most consecutive tweets in this
About
amount
one
of time.
person.
About
yeah,
one,
by one person. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Hey, man. We cannot say she's not a goal digger.
And unfortunately, I'm just gonna say, you guys are nuts. You guys are nuts, and you guys need some help.
I mean, are they wrong though?
We are not deconstruction these wild things. Doxing is wild.
Doxing is wild.
Can you,
Doxing is wild.
can you imagine?
That is what.
Can
That
you
is wild.
imagine? Like we get to the point someone walks in mid podcast, is like, "Oh, I know you guys record on this day."
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
And you just wanted to have a conversation with somebody?
I want to express my opinion.
How did you get in here? First of all, how did you
But
get
I
in
gotta think about
Were
it.
you invited?
Were you invited? Like, this ain't a drop-in center. Like, what are you doing?
But then they're like, "Oh, but you haven't been answering my messages. I've messaged you guys."
And then we look at it and it's just, oh, you know, we walk in a box, boxes just tumble on you. That's the paragraph that person is sending.
God.
Just all paragraphs. No, I'm not answering it.
It's like the guy that was holding a 30-pound thing in the receiving, and he had to go down with the box, and he was like, this is just go down. It's like, God, this is... Yeah.
They fired that guy. But anyway, I was like, but yeah, like nah, like that'd be crazy. We're doing a show and someone just walks in, and they always have that walk. They have that mod walk, like
A mod,
the confidence.
It's a confidence.
it's a confidence.
Yes.
It's a confidence that
The
you're
confidence.
like, is this person crazy or he's just confident? Like, how do you...
How do you gauge that?
like that.
How do you gauge
We gotta be
that?
prepared for that. Tell you guys, we gotta be prepared.
The
for that.
person thinks that they are entitled to an answer that they had
I
asked.
think that's more
a
scary
question
than
to.
like someone like intoxicated.
Yeah. Oh, when they're doing it in a
Because someone's
sober
coming
mind.
out, it's like, okay, he's intoxicated.
Right.
But like the confidence to come and just have a seat is,
In a sober mind, like they don't appear.
what are you guys talking about?
It's like,
Okay. Like, you're not supposed to be here. Yes, I am.
Hey, yo.
No, you're not. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I know you guys are supposed to be here. You guys should have known I would have been here if you guys looked at your messages.
That's
no,
what I say.
No, shouldn't you?
That's what I say. I'm gonna use the washroom, and then I'm like, wait, do you happen to have a cell phone charger?
The man choked him with a USB. Man thinks he's Kevin Hart, yo. In that movie. Choke man with a USB. That is wild.
Allegedly, I'll do that. Allegedly.
I wouldn't choke anybody. I'll just be like, oh, we were just wrapping up. How long is it? We're just wrapping up. It's supposed to be short pod today. Short pod.
I'll give you guys a quick story for everyone listening. It wasn't that extreme in the many things in my life, but I was drawing something on the subway. I think I told James before. I was drawing something on the subway, and then someone was sitting like across, like just like right where that clothes rack is. Mm-hmm. So I'm drawing something, and it's like I look up, they're like sitting there, whatever, right, just doing my thing, and it's like they teleported, like they just went over here, and the person was just like, what are you drawing there? And I was like, hey yo. Yeah, it's just this. He's like, yo, that's cool, man. Yo. And the guy, next stop, Union Station. And then the guy just got up and just left. I was like, yo,
that happened to me too, I was like, what the happened to
Because
me
you know what? People feel very uncomfortable if they are being used as a prop or a subject to be drawn of. And especially if you're a really good drawer.
But see, I was drawing
sketcher,
and I was literally like, and imagine if it was
I know.
It was like a creature. It wasn't even.
I get what you're saying.
It wasn't even no one in the subway.
I get what you're saying, but some people will actually be really good sketch artists, and they can draw somebody's face really well.
Yeah, I've seen those, but
right. But if somebody does that without your consent, guess what happens now with your image after they've drawn it? Like, some people, that's scary.
Sometimes I get nervous. But that happened to me before too. But he didn't like.
I know that didn't happen.
It wasn't. I wasn't even driving. I wasn't even doing anything. I just sat down. I sat rubbing my head.
And maybe that was the paranoia that he experienced.
I locked eyes. Like, this is the problem. I didn't lock eyes. I locked eyes because I seen the man like looking. I just rubbed my head again. He's gone. He's right.
No,
it's like everything okay, brother? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Just came from a viewing, stuff like that. And he's just like, oh, okay, you know, everybody dies sometime.
What?
What?
Okay, yeah. He's like, you have a good day. He just walks out.
You're like, what?
And the funny thing is, the door is like on this side. He walks out. The person, like, the person at the side of the glass, like leaning on the glass. She saw the interaction. She's looking just like, she was like, whoa, that is crazy. She was just like, okay.
Which is why they're raising money to have TTC funding. So
yeah, a lot of people are just too confident. I remember even one guy was just walking, like, I don't know, he was just pacing from one end of the train, other end of the train, other end of the train, and I didn't realize he was doing it until I had to lock eyes with him and realize what the hell's going on, because he's walking around,
right? And
I lock eyes with him one time. You're having a cigarette? You have a cigarette? You have a cigarette? I'm like, nah. He's like, all right. And he starts walking. I'm just, I'm watching the train bend and watching that guy. I'm like, please, next stop, St. Clair. St. Clair to Eglinton is long. That gap is long. So I don't want him to come back and get mad because he can't get a cigarette as you walk down and back. And you never know what could happen.
This is true.
Right. But that was the days that I used to take TTC. So.
But
the people telling this girl.
Yeah, the post, I guess.
But I mean,
outro,
she's quit the job. She's moved somewhere else now. She's got hired somewhere else.
Shaq showed up. Shaq was DMing her.
I don't
what
know.
though?
You see, I don't know what. First of all,
people washers and dryers.
Stop this.
No. Start rapping in the apron. I mean, he's a businessman.
This is true.
Because he DM'd her and then the DMs were posted, and then that's when like the tension really like.
All these girls
Started
started putting on their Home Depot. They had to look in their
Oh
bags.
my
They had to look in their bag
gosh.
for the old Home Depot.
That
apron.
was crazy. It's the repost of the other girls coming in and they're in their
But this is what y'all
uniforms.
do. This is what y'all do.
Hey, hey,
This is
hey.
what everybody does.
Hey.
Everybody does that.
Hey.
I'm not saying y'all, all y'all. This is what everybody does. If there's a time for like, if Home Depot's the thing, Home Depot will be the thing for a bunch of things.
Yo, I wonder how good the rates of Home Depot ended up being though.
Stocks probably went up.
Probably.
Probably
That's
went
some
up.
good.
People buying paint for no
Advertising.
reason. People buying paint for no reason. It's like,
Just to be at Home Depot.
Shaq was here, you know.
I'm gonna find a girl at Home Depot. All the pretty girls are there.
Apparently,
You know, she'll help me with my marble tops.
I will not agree or disagree under the grounds it may incriminate me.
Maybe
I'm
the
joking.
cherry wood. The oak.
The cherry, the oak, the
poplar.
the mahogany,
The mahogany.
mahogany.
Ooh, you get the stain.
Jeez. The
That's it.
stain. Jeez, with the I don't know what else is at home.
The paintbrush.
The
Clap
paintbrush.
on, clap off,
Wow.
clap on, clap off. But yeah, wish her the best.
Here's a scenario for some to think about. What if she orchestrated this very well?
Supposedly somebody said that because
Probably.
she's a YouTuber.
Probably.
So she is a content creator.
Hey,
And they were saying that like people were also upset aside from the aside from the suggestions of her going to OnlyFans and saying how she's too pretty to be working at Home Depot. A lot of other people were like, "Oh, how she didn't really get fired or she quit her job not because of the doxing, but because she really wanted a reason to quit." So they're saying that like, "Oh, how that was actually her way of
way
trying to
out.
like, find her way out."
Interesting. That's
And I
a-
guess
And
it
then
worked.
take YouTube more seriously.
hey, I guess it
So
worked. I
because
guess it
now she
worked.
got more followers and stuff like that because of it.
that's
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So it's been said that's also a
Con-
theory too.
congrats.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know. That's-
hopefully the followers stay.
That's the key part. Viewer retention.
These things
Maintenance.
come and go. Things
Maintenance.
come and go.
When the pandemic was, pandemic's still happening for those, right?
Yes.
But when it was at the peak, everyone got a stimulus because everyone was at home, right?
Everybody's doing their thing, and then it just
That's a stimulus.
it just go-
Stimulus.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
But yes.
you could just be a fad, and that's it.
Unfortunately. Or forever be known as the Home Depot girl. That's crazy.
that's wow. That's
And maybe that's a
like
choice.
Chair Girl.
That's a choice.
it's like chair girl. Yes.
Choice. It's the choices you make. It's just. I mean, I
That's
don't know.
crazy.